No.
I thought you were saying lines from Shrek.
Okay, fine. I'll say one line. I'll say. I like. Guys, you can't notice it, but look, Mom, look, watch me, and then look at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you doing in my swamp? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay, wow.
I was laughing.
Okay, welcome to Bible in a Year, day 275. We're doing 2 today because tomorrow we are driving up north to go to the fair. Okay.
You tell them this now?
Yes. Okay, so we'll be reading Daniel chapters 5 and 6, Luke chapter 2, verses 41 to 52, and Proverbios capítulo 23. Daniel 5.
The who? Doom thing.
I said, who?
Ah.
Baby, why you always steal my... Get off on your face. Why you always got to be stealing my seat, you little hairball? Get down. All right. Daniel 5. Belshazzar's feast. See, I wasn't pronouncing that earlier. Right. Belshazzar's feast. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast for 1,000 of his lords and drank wine in the presence of one of the 1,000. While he tasted the wine, Belshazzar gave the command to bring the gold and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple, which had been in Jerusalem, that the king and his lords, his wives, and his concubines, his wives, plural. Do any of these wives have husbands, plural? I just don't like when they have more than one wife. That just gets me very angry.
I actually don't like when people marry multiple times too.
What is that?
You're supposed to share only with one person, not with multiple people.
I saw this story on the TV a long time ago where this girl had 2 boyfriends, and they knew about each other. And they were like, what is wrong with you? Anyway.
What is wrong with these people?
I'm just going to cross out the S in the Bible here. They had one wife and then cross out concubines. Just kidding. No, I can't do that. His wives and his concubines might drink from them.
Not true.
Then they brought the gold vessels that had been taken from the temple of the house of God, which had been in Jerusalem, and the king and his lords, his wives and his concubines drank from them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and silver, bronze and iron, wood and stone. In the same hour, the fingers of all man's hand appeared of a man's hand. In the same hour, the fingers of a man's hand appeared and wrote opposite the lampstand. What the? In the same hour, the fingers of a man's hand appeared and wrote opposite the lampstand on the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his hips were loosened and his knees knocked against each other. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. The king spoke, saying to the wise men of Babylon, "Whoever reads this writing and tells me its interpretation shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around his neck, and he shall be the 3rd ruler in the kingdom." Whoa. Now all the king's wise men came, but they could not read the writing or make known.
Is this about the hand that wrote?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
or make known to the king its interpretation. Then King Belshazzar was greatly troubled. His countenance was changed, and his lords were astonished. The queen, because of the words of the king and his lords, came to the banquet hall. The queen spoke, saying, "O king, live forever. Do not let your thoughts trouble you, nor let your countenance change. There is a man in your kingdom in whom the spirit of the holy God, and in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, were found in him. And King Nebuchadnezzar, your father, the king, made him chief of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. inasmuch as an excellent spirit, knowledge, understanding, interpreting dreams, solving riddles, and explaining enigmas were found in this Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. See, there's another. I was getting it confused with that other name. Wait, Belshazzar, but Daniel's name Belteshazzar. Belshazzar.
Belshazzar. I think.
So it's BLTE. It's the same name except it has a TE in the middle. SHAZZAR. There's Belshazzar and Belteshazzar. Belteshazzar is Daniel, and Belshazzar was that is so confusing.
Belshazzar.
Named Belteshazzar. That's now let Daniel be called, and he will give the interpretation. The writing on the wall explained. Then Daniel was brought in before the king. The king spoke and said to Daniel, "Are you that Daniel who is one of the captives from Judah, whom my father, the king, brought from Judah? I have heard of you, that the Spirit of God is in you, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom are found in you. Now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known to me its interpretation, but they could not give the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard of you that you can give interpretations and explain enigmas. Now, if you can read the writing and make known to me its interpretation, you shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around your neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom." Then Daniel answered and said before the king, "Let your gifts be for yourself, and give your rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing to the king and make known to him the interpretation. O king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar your father a kingdom and majesty, glory, and honor. And because of the majesty that he gave him, all peoples, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whomever he wished, he executed. Whomever he wished, he kept alive. Whomever he wished, he set up. Whomever he wished, he put down. But when his heart was lifted up and his spirit was hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. Then he was driven from the sons of men. His heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild donkeys. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God rules in the kingdom of men and appoints over it whomever he chooses. But you, his son, Belshazzar, have not humbled your heart, although you knew all this, and you have lifted yourself up against the Lord of heaven. They have brought the vessels of his house before you and your lords, your wives, and your concubines have drunk wine from them. And you have praised the gods of silver and gold, bronze and iron, wood and stone, which do not see or hear or know, and the God who holds your breath in his hand and owns all your ways, you have not glorified. Then the fingers of the hand were sent from him, and his writing was written. And this is the inscription that was written: Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin. This is the interpretation of each name. Mene, God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. Tekel, you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perez, your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Then Belshazzar gave the command, and they clothed Daniel with purple and put a chain of gold around his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. Belshazzar's fall. That very night, Belshazzar, king of the Chaldeans, was slain, and Darius the Mede received the kingdom, being about 62 years old. Okay. The plot against Daniel, Daniel chapter 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 satraps to be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 governors, of whom Daniel was one, that the satraps might give account to them, so that the king would suffer no loss. Then this Daniel distinguished himself above the governors and satraps because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king gave thought to setting him over the whole realm. So the governors and satraps sought to find some charge against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no charge or fault, because he was faithful, nor was there any error or fault found in him. Then these men said, "We shall not find any charge against this Daniel unless we find it against him concerning the law of his God." So these governors and satraps thronged before the king and said thus to him, "King Darius, live forever. All the governors of the kingdom, the administrators and satraps, the counselors and advisors have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whoever petitions any god or man for 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing so that it cannot be changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter." Therefore, King Darius signed the written decree. Daniel in the lion's den. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room, with his windows open toward Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as was his custom since early days. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. And they went before the king and spoke concerning the king's decree. "Have you not signed a decree that every man who petitions any god or man within 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions?" The king answered and said, "The timing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter." So they answered and said before the king, "That Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, does not show due regard for you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day." And the king, when he heard these words, was greatly displeased with himself and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men approached the king and said to the king, "Know, O king, that it is the law of the Medes and Persians that no decree or statute which the king establishes may be changed." So the king gave the command, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, "Your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you." Then a stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet ring and with the signets of his lords, that the purpose concerning Daniel might not be changed. Daniel saved from the lions. Now the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting, and no musicians were brought before him. Also his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried out with a lamenting voice to Daniel. The king spoke, saying to Daniel, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions?" Then Daniel said to the king, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you." Now the king was exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no injury whatever was found on him, because he believed in his God. Darius honors God. And the king gave the command, and they brought those men who had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. And the lions overpowered them and broke all their bones in pieces before they ever came to the bottom of the den. Dang, the guys, the bad guys, and the kids, and the wives.
Okay, the kids, that's a bit overkill.
That's
a bit too much.
Then King Darius wrote, "To all peoples, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men must tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God and steadfast forever. His kingdom is the one which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall endure to the end. He delivers and rescues, and he works signs and wonders in heaven and on earth, who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. They always say this Daniel. So this Daniel.
This
I have
Daniel,
yeah,
that
they
Daniel.
kept saying this Daniel. This Daniel. That's funny.
Too many Daniels to keep track of. Make it stop.
Make it stop. Okay, Luke 2:41 to 52.
I was like upside down on the chair.
Luke 2:41.
I'm just goofy, guys. I'm just goofy.
41 through 52. So that's the end of the chapter. Okay. The boy Jesus amazes the scholars. His parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem according to the custom of the feast. When they had finished the days, as they returned, the boy Jesus lingered behind in Jerusalem. And
God.
Joseph and his mother did not know it. But supposing him to have been in the company, they're already uppercasing his name, him to have been in the company, they went a day's journey and sought him among their relatives and acquaintances. So when they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem, seeking him. Now, so it was that after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astonished at him, understanding his answers. So when they saw him, they were amazed, and his mother said to him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Look, your father and I have sought you anxiously." And he said to them, "Why did you seek me? Did you not know that I must be about my father's business?" But they did not understand the statement which he spoke to them. Jesus advances in wisdom and favor. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject to them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. Proverbs 23.
Mm-hmm.
Beja. What you need, my baby? What you need? What you need? What you need, my boy? Let's see. Put your face right there. Show everybody how gorgeous you are. Oh, the gorgeous.
Okay.
We gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Okay, a bit of puppy overkill.
Okay. Proverbs 23. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, consider carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat. What? I don't think I want to do that.
I like that. Did you hear how I was like, what? I'm just like, what?
If you are a man given to appetite, do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Deceptive food. Delicacies.
What the?
Do not, I know I said, put a knife to you. Do not overwork to be rich. Do not overwork to be rich. Because of your own understanding, cease.
Yeah.
Will you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle toward heaven. Do not eat the bread of miser, nor desire his delicacies. Do not eat the bread of a miser, nor desire his delicacies. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. The morsel you have eaten, you will vomit up and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Do not remove the ancient landmark, nor enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty. He will plead their cause against you. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold correction from a child. For if you beat him with a rod, he will not die. You shall beat him with a rod and deliver his soul from hell. I love that. See, we teach you to know what's right and wrong, then you won't be bad later in life, and then it teaches you how to be good. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart will rejoice. Indeed, I myself. Yes, my inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak right things. Do not let your heart envy sinners. Do not let your heart envy sinners. But be zealous for the fear of the Lord all the day.
Sounds like jealous, but except it's replaced with a Z.
Mm-hmm. For surely there is a hereafter, and your hope will not be cut
dizzy.
off. Dude.
Wait, what?
You just talk right over me when I'm reading. What's the matter?
Sorry,
with
I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me? I'm here reading.
I'm deaf. I'm sorry. Okay, just keep going.
Have I failed as a mother?
No,
I thought I told you to be respectful when people are reading.
I didn't hear you. I'm deaf.
You didn't hear me reading.
No, I
You haven't heard me reading this whole time.
No. No. I have no clue what's wrong with my ears. They need to be fixed.
Can I read now, or are you going to talk over me a whole bunch of times?
Yes, go.
Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way. Do not mix with wine bibbers, or with
What? I'm sorry. I'm just confused. What are wine bibbers?
Alexa. What is a wine bibber?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the definition of a wine bibber is someone who drinks too much wine. An example of a wine bibber is an alcoholic who drinks wine.
Alcoholic.
So they're never mind, just keep going.
Or with gluttonous eaters of meat.
What?
Gluttonous eaters of meat. See, you're not supposed to eat a whole bunch of meat. I tell these people they don't listen to me.
Like the dude that was addicted to eating meat.
Thank you. But it's protein. You don't need that much protein. Okay, for the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty. Uh-oh. See, you're going to be poverty. And drowsiness will clothe a man with rags. Listen to your father who begot you. And do not despise your mother when she is old. Do you hear that? Do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it. Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice, and he who begets a wise child will delight in him. Let your father and your mother be glad, and let her who bore you rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways. For a harlot is a deep pit, and a seductress is a narrow well. She also lies in wait as for a victim and increases the unfaithful among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger long at the wine. Those who go in search of mixed wine. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it swirls around smoothly. At the last, it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart will utter perverse things. Yes, you will be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, or like one who lies at the top of the mast, saying, "They have struck me, but I was not hurt. They have beaten me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake, that I may seek another drink?" So I guess when you don't drink too much and get drunk, or else you're gonna look and sound like a moron, like a fool. Okay.
Okay,
God bless
y'all. See y'all next time.